That's why you shouldn't have children out of wedlock. Once again, unfair. Like, people don't get divorced. Hey, my blessed and highly favored family. Welcome back to Heartofdon Mommy TV. Come in and chit chat with me. Rapper DDG recently released a song titled Don't Take My Son, where he is accusing Halle Bailey of unreasonably keeping their 1-year-old son Halo away from him. He also took to his live stream to say that he's feeling like a secondary parent with unequal rights, and he's also hinted at the idea of taking Halle to court, but he says he doesn't want to do that because it won't be good for her. This unfortunate situation reminds us of the ugly but realistic truths of co-parenting. In this video, we're going to discuss questions that we should ask our partner before having children with them, how to support our children during custody challenges, and how we as parents should navigate a custody battle. I remember once while I was dating this guy, he had mentioned how he wanted to homeschool his children. Now, at the time, I had just finished my schooling for a major career move, and I had no plans of staying home. He was also established in his career, so I knew that I would be the designated parent for the homeschooling. That was something that I had no plans of doing. And had we not discussed that early on, that could have easily been a major dispute in the future. Prime example of this, if you are familiar with DDG and Halle Bailey, they took time before they released their son's face to the public. And shortly after that, DDG had Halo on a famous YouTuber's live stream. You may already know who this person is. And Halle took to her social media to express that she did not approve of baby Halo's appearance on this live stream and that she was extremely upset. I'm not sure if the couple discussed this ahead of time, but these are the type of boundaries that should be set in place early on so that both parents' wishes are granted. Some questions that we should be asking our co-parent before we have children are, what are our parenting styles and our values? Our core values, they are the root of our lives, and we need to talk about those things. What's important? Religion, education, where we want our children to grow up, what type of values we want to instill in them. These are things that we should be talking to our co-parent about to see if we are on the same page. How will we divide the parenting responsibilities? There are lots of responsibilities when it comes to parenting, a lot that you won't even know until you are a parent yourself. Things like who's going to be waking up in the middle of the night to feed the baby or change their diapers, who's going to be doing the school drop-offs and pickups, who's going to be going to the doctor's appointments. How will we navigate disagreements and discipline? How will we be disciplining our children? Will we be doing timeouts? Will we be doing punishments? Will we be doing gentle parenting? And how will we handle disagreements? Is it important to you that your children don't see you arguing in front of them? Because things like this really do affect children's well-being and their development. And when they are in a dysfunctional household, it also can affect them long-term in their adulthood. So we do have to consider how we're going to go about these things for our children's well-being and development. And depending on how important it is to you, I would also advise pre-parental genetic testing. Oftentimes, parents lose focus of the children when in a custody dispute, when the children should be the primary focus. Some of you watching may have even been the child in a custody battle, and you can recall how it made you feel. This can affect children in a major way when it comes to their emotional development and well-being. And this is why it is so important that we prioritize ways to support our children when we are in a situation like this. Contact authorities for serious safety concerns. Now, depending on the age of the child, we do want to communicate openly and age appropriately, letting the child know that their family dynamic is changing, but that both parents still love them. Good thing for DDG and Halle that Halo is just a little bit over 1 year old, so he won't really remember much of this, but don't doubt that babies still pick up on emotion and they can still sense that something is wrong. so they can still be affected. Some ways that we can support our children when we are facing a custody battle is to, one, maintain their daily routines in a sense of normalcy. So this means to keep their daily schedule intact, make sure that they are still getting to their extracurricular activities, make sure that they still have familiar items with them, maybe their favorite blanket, their favorite toy. Overall, maintain their sense of security so that this ordeal doesn't completely shake up their worlds. You want to protect them from conflict and make sure that you are not speaking negatively about the other parent in their presence. And if they are of age, encourage them to express their feelings. Talk to them about how this is making them feel. And if they are having trouble expressing themselves, you can give them outlets and ideas on how to express themselves, like artwork or physical activity, just to help them release that emotion that they could be pinning up. And when needed, seek professional help. Counseling is a good thing. It's not to be shunned upon or stigmatized. Now, this is very important. When we are going through a custody battle, us as parents have to be mindful of how we navigate through this. We want to make sure that we are staying child focused. It is easy to think about the relationship and what went wrong and what you wanted and what you didn't get. But we really have to separate ourselves from the boyfriend or the girlfriend or ex-wife or ex-husband. We have to approach this as parents with our child's best interests at heart. It no longer matters about us and how we feel, but what our child needs from the two of us is what should be at the forefront. I saw that Halle is about 25 and DDG is about 27. So they're not super young, but they are still young adults and they do have some maturing to do. So they could definitely be struggling with the aspect of coming to this as a parent versus an ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend. But for baby Halo's sake, they really need to dig within and come forward as maturely as possible. The first thing that we want to do is make sure that our communication with the other parent is respectful at all times. Make sure that it is child focused, and please, whatever you do, do not use your child to manipulate the situation or to take things back and forth between the two of you. Don't even discuss the sensitive details of the battle with your child. There are some judges who will order that parents do not even discuss what's going on with the children because it is that sensitive. This is so easy to forget, but you want to take care of your mental health. Make sure that you are getting good and adequate sleep, that you're eating well. If you have a workout routine or regimen, keep that up. Add into some meditation, some prayer, whatever you have to do to keep you grounded, because this is going to be a tough time for you and you have to be there for yourself, and not only yourself, but more importantly, your child. And to give you the best you that you can, you have to prioritize your health. This is not selfish. In this case, it is okay to be a little selfish to make sure that you are tip top to pour from a full cup. This is a big one because we are living in a social media world, just like we see DDG and Halle Bailey approaching their social media about this. This is a big no-no. We don't want to get on social media talking about our custody battles. Please don't do that. And if you do, be very general and neutral as possible, not going into sensitive details of your case. This may be your ex-partner, but this is your child's mother or your child's father. And to our children, we mean the world to them. So imagine how it feels for your child to see you, somebody who they love dearly, talking bad about another person that they love dearly. You don't want to make your child feel torn between the two of you, like they have to choose a side. So refrain from speaking negatively about the other parent, and please don't go on social media. You may think that you deleted it, but there's screen recording and screenshots. So I always say, if it's out on social media, it's permanent. You can't take it back. So be mindful of what you put out there because it can affect your family. and most importantly, your child. It is easy for people to say that Holly should have examined DDG better to make sure that he was the right person to have a child with. This is why you don't go about having children with just anybody. And to me, I just feel like that is not fair to judge the two of them in that way. Even though they are public figures, they are still human at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure that Holly used her best judgment. And if she didn't, who are we to judge? Looking from the outside in, I really grew a liking to them when I saw how DDG loved Holly through her postpartum depression. I'm pretty sure he showed the good sides of himself to her in that relationship, which is what made her comfortable to have a child with him. And we can't say he's a bad father. He wants to be in his child's life. He seems to be very passionate and active and involved. So, I mean, who doesn't want that? But somewhere down the road, something went wrong, and that is okay. We are human. Even if you do all of the steps that I'm telling you now, and you ask all of the questions beforehand, it still doesn't mean that you won't have issues down the road, but at least you've done the best that you can do to make for the best situation that you can possible. We live in a culture where they're teaching us, not to talk about certain things too early in the relationship. Don't discuss children, don't discuss politics and religion. I've never subscribed to that. Like, to me, it's like, the sooner the better. Let's get the hard talk out of the way to see if we are really compatible where it matters. What are we going to do? Wait until we're married or wait until we have children to have these sensitive discussions? No, I feel like we should talk about these things early on. And maybe I'm different in that sense, but I'm all for having those hard talks ahead of time. That's another thing people might say. That's why you shouldn't have children out of wedlock. Once again, unfair. Like, people don't get divorced. It's an infamous couple, but just look at Kim and Kanye. They got married. They were once husband and wife, and now they are navigating the co-parenting world. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Do you think that DDG and Holly are navigating this in a proper way? Do you think that they're going to reach the court system, or will they figure out something amongst themselves? I pray that the best outcome for Halo and his parents is what the conclusion will be. This is a tough situation to navigate, and I just pray that the couple gets through it in the best way possible. What I want the takeaway to be is, start to talk to your partners before you have the kids. And hey, if you already have kids, don't feel like you can't apply these questions, especially if your children are young. You can still talk to your co-parent partner about these things. They're still relevant, they still apply. I have created a free template of questions that we should ask our co-parents before having children, ways to support our children during a custody dispute, and how we as parents should navigate a custody battle. This template is helpful for those who can relate and who are going through something like this. Check it out. The link is in the description box below. Thank you, besties, for watching. I hope you got something good out of this video. Have a blissful day or night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.